I gotta tell you right now, I advise you do that. It feels good to scream right about now. You doing all right? Yeah, you're gonna be okay. I'm just messing with you, man. These things gotta happen. This is what life's all about. The roller coaster of good times versus the bad times. I always like to push positives and smiles and good feelings, but whoo, man. Headlines. Mike Garoppolo of NFL Network, one of the 49ers players who was working out in Nashville, tested positive for COVID. He goes on to say, sources tell me the rest of the group is getting tested and trying to figure out how and when they can travel. Some guys live there, so they'll just hunker down. That, of course, ends the sessions. And the 16 players who were taking part may need to isolate themselves for at least 2 weeks, which is easier for some more than others. Players like quarterback C.J. Beathard and tight end George Kittle live in the area. The player who contracted the virus will not be identified. I saw you on the chat. You're like me. Who is it? Which one? Remember we were like all over Instagram. Man, what is Poindexter doing? Everybody in the airport has got masked up. Poindexter standing like, yeah. It's okay to run around in the field, out in the open and everything, but come on, Dex. Okay, anyway. The 49ers statement issued to the media saying federal and state privacy laws prohibit our organization from commenting on the personal health of our employees, unquote. You know what? We found out about Zeke, not from the Cowboys organization, but somebody else. So maybe we'll find out who I mean, if it's important to you, of course you're curious, right? I'm curious. And while other players across the league have tested positive for the virus, this is the first instance of the 49ers players testing positive. And I kept saying, and you probably did too, right? I said earlier, God, if one player gets it, it shuts down the whole locker room. This is the scariest thing, and we got to come to grips with it. If sometime during the course of the season this takes place, game over. It's just hard to actually comprehend that possibility, but it's there. C.J. Beathard, Jimmy G, these are some of the guys who are out there, or all the guys are out there. Beathard was out there, Jimmy G, of course, Nick Mullins, Brock Rutter, Brandon Ayuk, Kendrick was out there, Chris Finke, Jalen Hurd, Juwan Jennings, Dante Pettis, Sean Poindexter, Deebo Samuel, Trent Taylor, George Kittle, Charlie Warner, Kyle Juszczyk. Shanahan must have been delighted. He said, my guys are getting to work. That's why Kyle's running out and said, I'm not concerned about us not being able to work out right now, because I got Jimmy out there conducting practice, and most of the guys out there know what we do during practice, so it's fine. Not now, Kyle. The guys will be staying in Nashville for probably minimum of 2 weeks, and then they got back. Everybody's got to go back and get checked, and then they can go back to Cali if they. Okay. Meanwhile, Richie James, who wasn't even hanging out with the guys in Nashville, sustains a fractured wrist. What? He's expected to require a 2-month rehab. The 49ers confirmed that news this morning. No surgery has been scheduled as of now. James injury first was reported by the NFL Network's Mike Garoppolo. The 49ers likely will be down at least 2 wide receivers at the beginning of training camp, which is scheduled to open in late July. July is almost upon us. You already know who the other receiver who went down is. Deebo! Oh, God, no! Deebo has sustained a foot injuries, while attending a workout in Nashville. Nashville's going to become a bad memory, isn't it? We're going to start saying bad things about Nashville later. Nashville, the hellhole the 49ers fell into. That happened during Camp Jimmy G. The injury was surgically repaired this past Thursday and is predicted to take 12 to 16 weeks for recovery. And Deebo's claiming he'll be back and ready to go in 10 weeks. The question tonight, though, is How will Deebo's possible absence on opening day and possibly longer affect Shanahan's offensive plans? We could get into the negatives, but there may be some positives, fam. So Samuel said in an Instagram post, he expects to be back in 10 weeks. And there's a positive. If Deebo's going to use a positive thing it can do, it's powerful. It is. D wrote, quote, life is full of disappointments, failures, and setbacks. None of those things can permanently stop you. Within yourself, you got the power to overcome anything life throws at you. Go D! He goes on to say the most powerful thing besides God to me is made up my mind and the mission I'm on as well as my teammates. There's no way a setback, adversity, or anything else can detach me from the goal I've set. I'm surrounded by people who support me in the ways that matter the most. No person, situation, or circumstance can define who you are. I'm coming back harder than ever. And so he wrote it, ever. D. I love it. If you don't believe me, look at every adversity I faced, then compare the bounce backs, and you'll get the picture. See you in 10 weeks. Deebo Samuel, unquote. Yes. Come on, Deebo. We got to hope so, fam. Deebo was the 49ers' second leading receiver, 57 catches, and he didn't come on strong until the second half of the season. I want Deebo out a whole year. Fourth leading rusher at 159 yards. Deebo was all over. His fingerprints are all over that offense. It scored 6 TDs. Who steps up is the question, fam. Who could be a surprise emergence? Who will Shanahan distribute towards a bit more than he might have wanted to? But here's a nice thing we can feel good about. It's Shanahan. If anybody can, Shanahan's dealt with popcorn and peanut butter teams until last year. And his team is still awesome. I mean, you got Deebo. I don't even know if Richie's going to make the team, but you got Deebo out for a while. He plans on being back. How long will it be before Deebo gets back? I figure Deebo, at max, Deebo might miss a week or two if you do the math. And the way he's going to be working, maybe not even that long. I know what you're thinking, though. Didn't somebody else we know have the Jones fracture? See, that's the first thing that got in my mind. I said, I didn't want to talk about it. And I didn't want to say nothing about injuries anyway, because as soon as you start talking about things that Dre used to say all the time, man, don't be talking things into existence. So I didn't say anything about it. I said, man, but I've always seen in the back of my mind, man, if we have any injury situation like we've had for the last few years, the question is, who's it going to be? First thing you know, we're not, how long away? We're not even in camp. Deebo goes down. Richie goes down. We get COVID-19. Woosah. Got to breathe, fam. Do a lot of breathing exercises, a lot between now and football season start. Whew, man. Rebel D, sup? I see you, fam. Thanks. He said, better now than later. Ronbo. Deebo will be back, and nobody even knows if Richie James is going to make the team anyways. I know. You know what? The thing is, no matter how mentally prepared you are, you can't accept an injury of a player that you really know this team really, really needs, you know? I ain't going to say nobody else's name. I got about 6, 7 guys I'm extremely worried about. You know who they are, and they cannot get injured. Ugh. Flux Gaming says, did you see that Pettis... Did you see Pettis? Man looks different. He does. He looks a little heavier. You see, even though people talk about Dante, we think he's Mr. Blase, nonchalant, man, leave me alone. I think Dante hears everything people are saying. He's working toward trying to get out of it. Could Dante be the guy? The question is, who could be a surprise emergence? My question, could it be Mrs. Pettis' baby boy? Paul Salvi says, if Deebo misses September, we'll still be okay. We got Arizona Jets and New York Giants. And the Jets ain't going to have Jamal Adams. And we ain't either. People keep saying, man, we didn't make a trade for Adams right now. Ain't nobody got nobody to pay Jamal Adams. Where's the money coming from? Hey, you got Trent Williams, and you ain't even signed George Kittle. You bringing Jamal Adams in, too? For what? They ain't coming. Aiden Chris says, even if Deebo Samuel comes back, will he be the same player? That's my question, too. I see players not the same from an injury, so we really need to make sure. Deebo's had other injuries. So, I understand he had a fibia injury. He's had a lot of trouble with pulled muscles, hamstrings. Deebo is one of them kind of dudes mentally. If he comes back, he's going to come back pretty much all Deebo. THC 408, Ayuk and Hurd will step up. See, that's what everybody wants. I know that's what I want. Michael Philly says we got Trent and Jennings too. We got lots of guys. So there's really no. But the thing is, Deebo is fully into the program. He knows where his places and spots are supposed to be. Him and Jimmy have developed a chemistry. Ayuk and Hurd have all the talent probably they need. We just need to get them on the same level with Deebo as far as comprehension of the playbook and what we like to do. I'm just worried about, only reason I'm not worried about talent. I'm worried about plugging in and how many guys do we have plugs, press start and go. Is it all right? Tom West, Tom, he says, hey, Jawan Jennings get his ball out. I know, I'm telling you, man, that 7th round pick could be the steal of the 2020 draft. We'll see. And Michael Philly, we just did Tom West. Oh, okay. Okay, let me put my ears on. Apparently, I'm going to stop. I'll get back to those others later. 49ers, but I should say 49ers thinking for life. What's up, fam? I'm always watching South Carolina. Hey, thanks, fam. And Michael Philly, we got Trent and Jennings too. This, Justin.
How's it going, Ronbo?
Justin, it could be a lot better. It could be a lot better. But we as human beings need to learn.
Can I calm everyone down?
First of all, get your sound together. There's something wrong. We can't hear you well. It's growing in and out.
All right. Give me 2 seconds then.
Kai says, I'm telling you, we're getting Jamal Adams. Kai, we're not getting Jamal Adams. You got money? Maybe you can pay his salary. Ain't nobody getting Kai. You ain't paid Trent. You ain't paid George. Where's the money come from? And by the way, this guy, Adams, wants his money now. So no.
He does.
Yeah. Ain't it, man?
So
People need to get over that.
Let me just calm everyone down. So
right, go ahead.
A year ago, Trent Taylor had the same injury.
I know.
It was the same injury, same exact injury as Deebo. The difference between Trent Taylor and Deebo's was Trent Taylor, when he had his surgeries done, he had an infection. An infection that
sets back.
Prevented him from coming back. Yeah, prevented him from coming back. But then when he tried to get back, that infection kind of spread a little bit too much. And then they had to go and do it another one.
Well, here's the thing, Justin. We all know the history behind that. It took a long time to get that to heal up and get right. But where are you going with this?
So Deebo had the same injury, but he had his surgery was successful. No, nothing. No inflammation. It went good. That is why I'm not panicking over Deebo. He'll be back. He may miss 2 games maximum, but he'll be back. He just needs to rest. He needs to get his rehab in, and he'll be fine. And then for Jamal Adams, bruh, we don't have enough money.
Kai's laughing now. He said, I mean, we can always dream. Ain't no way. I know. Ooh, that's money.
First of all, for everyone saying that, y'all realize how much disrespect y'all causing to Kwasi Tarheet? Kwasi has 2 more years left on his contract.
Wait a minute.
Y'all may have done mistakes.
Justin, his contract, I think, expires this year.
No, it expires next year. It's 2 years. 2 years.
I hope you're right.
I believe.
But I was.
It's 2 years.
I thought I saw him on the list.
I checked on the.
Okay.
I think it's a 2-year contract. So Jamal Adams, that's a no-go. He's a phenomenal player. He's a good defensive mind. He's smart. He's intellectual. We just don't have enough money. We just don't have enough money. We don't have.
But what I want you to do is, now that you know the Deebo, as you mentioned, might be out up until the second week. We're playing the Jets and the Giants. Where does Kyle Shanahan go now with this offense? Now you gotta. He did a lot of things, and you got to go in another direction. Who are the guys you think they're going to fill that groove?
Well, also I want to address the Richie James. So Richie James broke his wrist. I think Richie is still making his team. I really do because Richie last year performed well, but I will say that if you're looking for receivers that couldn't take that spot, Juwan Jennings, the 7th-round pick out of Tennessee. Juwan Jennings was phenomenal last year. He had a game-winning touchdown against Georgia, where he outmuscled all 3 cornerbacks for Georgia and got the game-winning touchdown.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're looking for muscle, you're looking for someone who's going to be physical, and someone who's almost as good. I'm not saying he's him, but someone who reminds me of him. I'm saying that if we're looking for a guy who's like physical, like Megatron, like Calvin Johnson was, Juwan Jennings is going to make this team, and you want him for long run. And I hope that it's not like a Jaden Smith situation where they waive him and then he gets picked up by another team, and then we see him doing really well. I really do, because I really want him on the 49ers team.
Yeah, we got plenty of muscle. I mean, when you look at, well, I heard there's the dude too, and also you got George to handle that. We got Juwan is just part of the wrecking crew, so we're pretty blessed when it comes to that anyway. But I want to know, now does he try to move Ayuk's training a little further? Because if anything's body's going to be probably close to what Deebo does. It's got to be Ayuk.
Nobody's talking about this, but I remember at the beginning of this, I was talking about signing Caleb Gabriel. Caleb Gabriel is still out there, and he's still not signed. And I think even though he could be released, I think he's a good camp body to train Ayuk, because Ayuk is kind of similar to what Ayuk can learn from Gabriel, because Gabriel was a gadget player, but then he ended up being a second receiver in Chicago. So I'm saying if you bring in a receiver like Taylor Gabriel for camp, because we still need bodies for receivers. Because I don't know about Sean Poindexter, I don't know about him yet. But even though he looked really good last preseason, he looked really good before he got injured.
Right.
But I'm saying you bring in like a veteran like Taylor Gabriel, who knows Kyle Shanahan, who's played with Kyle Shanahan since Cleveland, Atlanta. That's someone you could look at bringing in that veteran receiver since we lost Sanders.
He already brought in Travis. Okay, that's probably not going to happen. He's already got another speedster that he had from his other team. So I think Travis is probably going to be the guy that could probably do that just as well. So you know what? Because you can't you'd be signing up Taylor Gabriel. You can't just bring him in for a nothing contract, and we don't have any money. So Travis Benjamin come in and work with. They've got plenty of guys that can actually work with. You got Wes.
Now, are we sure that Benjamin's going to make the team? Are we sure that Benjamin's going to make that team, though?
Well,
because
no,
Benjamin has not.
But I'm just saying, as far as that kind of training goes, a lot of people think he is. I'm not. I quit arguing about it because I said, I said Travis Benjamin looked bad with the Chargers his last year or two. So I said, I can't see him just morphing back into a good receiver. But a lot of people argue that, and it said it had a lot to do with the Chargers' offense. So maybe he does make the team. I don't know.
I will agree with that. I will agree with that. The offense in Los Angeles for the Chargers was kind of out there. It was not really organized. It was a little bit disorganized from the offense. So I do see that point of saying that Benjamin did not do well because how the offense was made. I don't know who the offensive coordinator for the Chargers is right now, but he did not use any of his because once Melvin Gordon went down or sat out, that whole entire offense went boom.
Yeah, and they just didn't look very good last year. I mean, you got INTs dominating the game. It was just not a good scene. But Justin, we ran out of time.
I will finish up with saying that for everyone saying that John Lynch is not going to get that contract extending, you better rethink that, sir, because it was reported last season both of them were supposed to get a contract extension after the Super Bowl. So,
no, who'd you mention?
Expect John Lynch is going to get that. John Lynch or GM?
Oh, Lynch. Lynch is going to get his contract. And besides, people didn't understand one thing. Here's the bottom line. Kyle Shanahan still calls the shots on who's going to be his GM. Everything else that's going on is just conversation. Hey, I'll see you Sunday.
Yes, sir. And that's the day before my surgery, so I'll see you then.
Another surgery? Oh! All right, fam. See you then.
All right, guys. Take care. Stay safe.
You too.
Wear your mask.
Please. Oh, God. All right. Oh, Dade City, Omar.
Hey, what's up, Ronbo?
Shucks. It's a group hug show tonight, because man, we gotta it's gotta rally the smiles, man. We got we first. Omar goes back to the Super Bowl. We didn't win it. Our highest point since the Super Bowl has been draft night. After that, you saw Jimmy G rally the guys, Nashville, Tennessee, and all kind of places working out. COVID-19 still lingering around. Bingo!
Yeah.
Finally hits us. God! Here's the thing. I said to myself, and probably all of us did, man, one guy goes down, what happens? Now we find out. Lockdown in Nashville. And then you hear about Deebo. What's next?
Yeah, I just heard about that today because I was out on my property and I was digging a ditch there. I was freaking doing some digging today. So when I got back home and I seen he broke his foot, I was like, oh shit. And but from what I read, that he might be back week 1.
Yeah, there's all
But
kind
I
of
don't
promise.
know that.
He could be.
Yeah,
'Cause
but
the
that's
season
just
could
what I
get set
read.
back anyway.
I mean, it could be wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it could be wrong. I mean, it could be he could come back after week 1, but it's a minor setback. He will come back, and we're gonna be all right.
It didn't happen during the season.
We need Deebo.
That's the best thing.
Yeah,
Because if it happened like in week 4, week 5, we'd be devastated. Now we're just pissed off. God.
yeah. But he'll be back. It's a minor setback. Like I said, man, football. He's training. Like these things happen to a lot of athletes. Like they get hurt practicing. Like it happens. But Bo will be back and he'll be just fine.
But meantime, the excitement of what will Shanahan do now? Who's going to be the guy? Who's going to be the go-to guys? And wouldn't it be great? Well, what do you make some predictions on this? How things going to change a little bit for maybe first 2 or 3 weeks, depending on how Shanahan feels how Deebo's moving.
I honestly think that if he's not ready by week 1 or week 2, I think Brandon Ayuk might get some touches. And
can you move him along that quickly? He's a rookie. There's no real veteran presence out there.
No, I know he's a rookie, but I think. Yes, that is true. He is coming out of college, but this dude's going to be a primetime player, in my opinion. And that's only by watching his college game. But like I said, college and pros are different, but I think he can come in and be an impact right away. Now, he's going to have some. Yeah, go ahead.
How do you feel about and if there's anybody who could actually bring Ayuk along, comical as it may sound, because we don't take Kendrick Bourne, could he be the guy? He's working awfully hard right now. I mean, nobody's ever seen Kendrick work this hard. Could he be the guy that Shanahan tries to run a little more offense through and bring Ayuk along pace by pace? You don't want to make him the guy and put that kind of pressure on him. What do you think?
I think Kendrick Bourne is going to be a red zone monster, and I think he can, definitely he can put his arms around Ayuk and just show him the way. He can help him out, as a rookie, because every rookie, in the NFL, they get always the veterans will take him in, and I think he'll take him in and he'll show him the ropes and everything and how it's done and how they do it the 49er way, so I think he's going to be fine. I think our team's going to be fine. I think we're going to be good. I have no doubt in my mind that we're not going to be a good football team. Man, it's a minor setback. He will be back. Trust me. He's going to come back stronger. He's going to come back a good player. So I think, unfortunately, it's a freak accident, these things happen. So, like I said, it can happen to anybody.
Yeah.
It's for the age of football, and these guys are athletes, and these guys are moving so fast, man. And they're planting, and they're stopping, and, it's his foot might have gave out or something happened where he twisted it wrong or he fell wrong.
Yeah, when you're a receiver, you got to cut a lot. You explode. That's a lot of pressure on that any one foot when you're making those kind of cuts, especially kind of cuts that Deebo with his size. I mean, it's just it's possible all the time.
Absolutely, Ronbo. But like I said, he will be back, and our team is down, but we have some guys that can step up and can take his place. because there's other guys that can do it. So I'm not too worried about it.
The thing is, we got guys that have got yet to grasp the. My biggest fear is you look at Ayuk and you know he's got talent. You look at Hurd, you know this guy's going to be a monster once they fully develop him. But they didn't get last year in. Last year was so important, and that's why I look at the guys that are going to lead this team now. Deebo was going to be one of them. And now you're down to just Kendrick because Sanders is gone. And remember, that was Kyle's last three guys: Bourne, Sanders, Samuel. And now you got one guy left to open the season with. So we're.
Yeah, I mean, it does sound a little crazy, but I think that we'll find a way to win, man.
Oh yeah. Well, we still got a great team. I mean, Kyle can still run the ball down people's neck. If nothing else.
Oh, of course, man. We still got George Kittle there. We don't have, man, Deebo's going to be gone for a little bit, We are going to have Ayuk, we're going to have Herb, we're going to have Jawan Jennings, and we're going to have Trent Taylor, and we're going to have the other.
And, I forgot about Trent. I forgot about Trent.
Cool Fox, whatever that dude's name from Notre Dame. That receiver for Notre Dame, what's his name?
But he's not ready for prime time, I don't think yet. I'm talking about day one, coming on the field, fully familiar with Jimmy. Yeah. Let's go, guys. And everybody else's guys still gonna be in learning mode. I figure for the first 2 or 3 weeks.
I think that guy Chris Finke is gonna surprise some people, man. You just never know.
You think I don't think it'd be a surprise though. He's good.
No, I think he's gonna turn some heads, but like I said, if he's given the chance. Like once you hit the football field, you got to prove yourself. It's just how it is anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think he might be a dark horse, but I think that he, if he makes the football team, it's not going to shock me.
Yeah. In fact, I think he'll beat out. I think he's going to beat out Richie if I had to bet on it. Richie's.
Yeah, but I kept saying, man, like. They didn't use Richie James enough at receiver. He could catch.
Yeah.
He could catch. So I was wondering why they never used him enough at wide receiver.
See, that's why the speculation was that he was having problems grasping the play. Too many people said that. I don't know. It should be looked. Maybe.
That's the first time I'm ever hearing about that.
They said that all last year. Looks like what a deal. Omar, we'll see you Sunday. All right.
All right, Ronbo, you have a good day, man. Thank you for giving us this platform, man. I love your show.
Thanks, man.
For the 49er faithful, let's go Niners, man. Take care.
That's it. Thanks, Omar. Have a good night, fam.
Everybody, take care, man.
Yeah. I thought of something really nasty. Okay, I don't know how cutthroat George Kittle's agent is, but he sees that Deebo goes down. And then he says to George, you want to get your deal done right now? What? No. Yes. I want you to sit out. No, I'm not. Come on. Listen, you know what? Just don't do anything else until. I wish George just don't do anything unless I tell you. Because now that would hurt the 49ers brutally. George sits waiting for the 49ers to come to a conclusion on his check. You got Deebo missing. You need George more than ever now. James, come on in, man.
Hey, what's up, Ronbo?
James, a whole lot of things that you don't want to be bothered with. But this is all part of being a supporter of the 49ers and any other sports franchise. There's going to be ebb and tide flow. It's going to be good. It's going to be bad. It's going to be all right. And now we're in a situation where it's hella bad. James, how in the world they go down there and get COVID-19? And what is with Deebo breaking his feet? Come on, man. What else? And they got Richie James getting hurt. He wasn't even there. We can't sign George Kittle. 2020's not been Okay, James, I'm sorry. I do this sometimes by myself. I had you sitting there, so I had to holler at you. James, all of that plus, what are the 49ers going to do offensively to Band-Aid this situation? What are you thinking? Go ahead.
Well, I tell you, once again, You touched on a few topics, and I hope I got an answer or two for some of it. I think I have it all, but I'm going to try. But I'll say this much. Deebo, he's projected to be ready to go week one. It's
Yeah,
like
I heard that.
it's not a very bad break. He's projected to be ready to go week one. Deebo is a very hungry, tenacious player, and he knows that right now. Numero uno is his title in that receiving corps as the number one receiver. I mean, he definitely worked himself up to be that number one guy right now. And I mean, he knows that, how important he is to Kyle's offense and to this team. And, I think we're going to, I think he'll be back week one, hopefully, and they'll go from there. And I do believe that I'm hearing this about Richie James. I don't know what the extent was of the injury that he had or suffered, but I know that they were all. I'm sorry, I lost my thought for a minute. Deebo and Jerick McKinnon and Trent Williams and AP were all down in Houston working out together, and I think that's where Deebo got hurt at also. But
he actually got hurt in Nashville, but the thing is, he left Houston and joined the guys when they got to Nashville. So he's one of the 16 guys.
He's gonna be all right, man. I mean, it's like just things going on. I'm believing what they're starting to say is that I'm listening to some of the medical reports that are coming in there saying the seriousness of the COVID, we're not above the curve yet, but they kind of it's starting to not be as serious as it was a month and a half ago. I mean, it's still COVID-19, but the symptoms that people are obtaining right now is not, it's still people that are chronically ill and stuff like that are in serious threat to their life. But we're starting to figure out ways to still deal with it. And I think they're going to see cases of it arise, but do you quarantine people or do you just go ahead on and, do your best medically, what you can do? I don't have all the answers to that, but I think it's going to be a real trying time, man, for us. And right now we got a lot going on. And one thing I found out about the situation about Lynch, and I know it even kind of raised my eyebrow why they didn't, also extend Lynch along with Kyle Shanahan. Well, I heard on an interview that a sports radio talk program where they said that Lynch still has 3 years on his deal, which he does. And when he was brought in at basically like he's right there in the middle of the top 3 GMs. And this was the first time he was ever a GM. And with that being said, the reason they didn't extend him at this point is because I think that GM Mickey Loomis, the Chris Ballard, the GM of the Colts, and it's somebody else. All 3 of them are in line to get new contracts as GMs. So Jed York is really waiting to see whatever they set the market at, those other 3. And then he's going to turn around and extend Lynch. That's why it hasn't been done. I mean, he's in extremely good hands. Yeah, it is. Because put it this way, if they go right now and just say, okay, let's just give him maybe say $800,000 more a year than he was making already. And it's going to be more than that. But I think so anyway for a GM. But with that being said, if they extend him to $800 more per year right now for another, just say, 6-year deal at $800,000 more per year than he's currently getting, or even $1 million more per year, and these guys wind around and they get $2.5 million more per year.
So in other words,
Then,
just to wind it down, we're waiting for the standard to be set somewhere else. And whoever gets paid,
That's right.
Jed is going to pay John even more money.
That's
By the way, here's the thing about
exactly
John.
right.
Yeah, he's not going anywhere. Some people have come up with reasons.
No, he's not. He's not.
Like
He's not going in. That's Kyle.
Dion came up with some
That's
reasons the other
Kyle's
day.
right-hand man, bro.
Yeah, it's Kyle's guy. And if you want to make Kyle mad, get rid of John. Yeah, that'll do it.
I'm telling you, they are a total mix together, them two, and it's like they got it. If you look at their track record, it speaks for itself. A GM and a coach that came in with a decimated football team
and
together and built it from scratch and got it done. And in 3 years, they're in the Super Bowl and got a team that's built for sustainability and continuity for a while. Yes, sir.
It's true. All right, James, we got to go. I came in too late tonight. All right, fam.
That's all right, man. Thank you for what you do, the platform you provide, Niner Empire, Niner for life. Empire and faithful, please be safe out there. Be careful. Just love one another and yourselves first and foremost. Have a great evening. Be blessed.
You too, fam.
Thank you.
Night.
Good night.
Roll it down here. I just want to see something that was pretty interesting here. Cliff, you send me a link, Cliff. Cliff says, I read they're talking about making Peters a GM and Lynch president so Peters doesn't leave. I like that idea. John could still stay in the same capacity, but just change titles around. Peters is not going to stay with us. You got to have Peters, and I wish there was find Mayhew another title. You need to keep those guys in place as long as possible. So Peters will be the GM. You make John the president, and he's still working with Kyle closely. I like that. So, Cliff, if that's true, I'll vote for that. Sharon!
Hey, Ronbo, how are you tonight?
Sure. I came here to join you tonight. I tell you what, I was bouncing all against the walls. Anything could have happened with that, And it's like when I park my car and I come back and I see a tiny scratch. I mean, you almost need a magnifying glass to find it, but I always notice. So I go to pieces. I can't stand it. And this is similar to Phoenix. Oh, God, no, not Deebo.
Goes on mine when
and then they go from Deebo getting hurt, and then they go to COVID-19. I said, oh, come on. There's somebody up there not like us.
I just wonder who it is. They said it was a non-rookie player that came down with it from what I saw on Facebook, but they just didn't say who he was that got it.
You know who it was. But what is going on in Tennessee? Is their COVID situation? I don't hear too much about Tennessee's COVID situation being bad.
I don't either. I haven't heard anything about their situation.
So, because I'm figuring it's because in California, it seems like the guys were in California for weeks, right? No problem. It's either CJ, George, or Trent. I might just guess.
Right.
God.
If it ain't one thing, it's another, and we're just getting underway on football, and all this is happening. Like, what is next?
That's what I keep thinking. What's going to happen next? Please, no more injuries.
I mean,
we can deal with
Deebo
COVID.
Went down. I think Deebo will be back in a week, like he says, for a game. I don't think he's going to miss any games because he eats, breathes, and sleeps football.
Yeah. He's a
So I think he'll be back. Richie James will be back. I think Richie James will make the team. I think he'll probably be better than last year.
Put your own down.
I like Richie James.
Well, who's going to be the guy, though? Sharon, now that you're going to, if Deebo's out for opening day, and maybe up to 2 weeks, I figure, because this kind of injury can linger.
I'm thinking KB, Kendrick Bourne.
I do too, actually. Even if Deebo's there, I think Kendrick Bourne, he's hiked his mind and everything else to a next level. He could be a force this year.
Because him and Jimmy has that chemistry already set.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be Kendrick Bourne. I think that's who Kyle is going to go ahead and be the go man is Kendrick Bourne.
So they have to alter their whole concept a little bit, though, because now it's a little bit more traditional kind of play.
They may
With
have to
Deebo,
change a little thing around, but I think, that's what Kyle and Lynch is probably going to do, is change things around a little bit and put KB in. I think we're going to see KB a whole lot more this year.
And Trent Taylor, he'll have a larger role, provided
Trent
he can stay
Taylor,
healthy.
Yeah.
And then George is still going to be out there. So, you got three.
I think we may see a little bit of Brandon Ayuk, too. I think, Kendrick Bourne can show him the ropes a little bit, but I think it's going to be more Kendrick Bourne, though.
I'm just scared of, is Ayuk, how ready is he going to be from day one? Is he going to be a little nervous?
He may be a little nervous, but you know what? If he can, I don't think he'll have no problem, but he may be a little nervous, I guess.
Yeah.
I think he'll be. I don't know. I think he'll be okay. Let's put it that way.
He will, Sharon, but
I don't know.
if I'm a coach, what you do, don't make him think that we're fully depending on him, because that'll mess his mind up. I want to go out there, relax, play your game. All right, we got guys.
I think I would work him a little more and wouldn't put him in just yet. I would work him out a little more to make sure he's ready to go. So that's what I would do. I wouldn't start him yet. I would just go with KB.
You got to lean on Dante Pettis, Sharon. You got to do
God,
it.
No.
Oh!
Dante, no!
He's like, I was trying not to say it, but it's true. God, it's true.
I forgot about Dante.
Because Kendrick can do short routes all day long. Nobody can stay with him. He's in and out of his routes faster than anybody on the team. He'll be fine for short range, but I need that deeper threat.
I think he'll probably put a little pep in his step, knowing that he's probably in jeopardy for his job, because now we got so many guys on board. So he might do something this year. He might have a breakout year, baby. We'll see. We'll see, Dante. But
I'll be laughing so hard if in week 2, look at
he
that.
Has a breakout year, I don't know what I don't know. I don't know. I have a bet with my brothers and them on this year's game, so
Hey, who are your brothers supporting? Are they not New York Jets or Giants fans, are they? Because after the first 2 weeks, I have a feeling.
Cowboys fans.
That's going to be a great game, though. You're going to enjoy that. We're beating that butt.
Oh, my God. I know.
Deebo will definitely be back for that game, so no problem with that.
Deebo and Richie James will be back. I think we'll have all our players. Nothing to worry about. Come on now.
Yeah.
Come on, Ronbo.
It's Kyle Shanahan. Right. Of course you're right.
Ronbo just breathe and be like, okay, we got this. We got so many guys.
And plus, we got the best schemer in football.
Be able to, exactly. You got Kyle, he's the brain, so, we'll be all right.
Yeah, you got Jamon Jennings out there. He's probably going to be tough.
Yeah.
He's the kind of guy I could see come in from day one. This guy's not afraid of anything. He'll be out there himself. I worry about Ayuk because I want to make sure he's not out there tripping. Because Kyle's offensive playbook is really tough, even for a vet. So if you're a rookie, you're really going to struggle for a minute. Deebo did last year.
Jalen Hurd. So hopefully he steps up and, he has a good breakout year. So, I think we'll be okay. I really do.
Well, I like that. Okay.
Even though we had a setback with Richie and Deebo, we still going to be all right.
Yeah, we do this. We've had injuries before.
Well,
good
yeah,
stuff.
we
All
did.
Right, Sharon, we all feel better now that you've shown up. All right. Okay, we're gonna see you. We're gonna see you Sunday.
You gotta be positive about things and not negative, Ronbo.
I am positive. I'm positive this is not right, but that's okay.
I'm gonna hold you to that one.
I'm gonna see you
Ronbo.
Sunday. All right.
Okay.
Bye,
all right,
Sharon.
go Niners. Have a good night. Bye.
Yes, indeed. Listen, I see people talk about Antonio Brown. We go from one extreme to another. Ain't going to be no Jamal Adams. And even when Antonio Brown hadn't yet shown that he completely lost his mind, John Lynch wasn't even thinking about it. That's not going to change now. AB is not coming to San Francisco. Let me put it this way. No way. Absolutely out. And we don't need him anyway. We got plenty of players. AB and all the things that he brings to a football team. Fam, you got to realize something. The locker room situation is important. You don't throw oil into that water. Hey, man, okay, Niner, thanks, fam. Yesterday, haven't seen you in such a long time. Oh, man. Somebody says we should have drafted CD. I don't know. It's CD. I don't know. CD's not better than Ayuk. We'll see.
Ronbo. Mic check. How I'm sounding tonight?
Hey, it sounds good. I heard it. I read where you rerouted things. Sounds really good. All right.
Oh, yeah. I ain't even do that yet. I'm going to test that out this weekend.
I was going to say, the volume was good, the clarity, everything's right. All right.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if anything, I stay like this, but it's a little easier for me to do it the other way, you know what I'm saying? So,
Okay, whichever way's comfortable for you, but this is working now if this is your headphones. All right.
my man,
Well,
my man.
man, I'm telling you, man, I'm like, I'm planning ahead and probably shouldn't, but just looking forward to weeks 1 and 2. And if Deebo does have to sit out, that means Kyle's probably going to alter some of the things, much like he did with Jerick McKinnon when Jerick McKinnon went down a week before the Vikings game. And all of a sudden, Kyle throw his playbook over his shoulder, and now he's got to redesign the offense because I figured Deebo had a lot to do with what Kyle wants to do. Plan B, if anything Kyle's got to learn, always have a plan B. What would plan B? The jet sweeps, them things that Deebo does? Who takes that job?
Nah, I think it goes a little bit further than that. I think plan B is don't ever get comfortable. You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
He's proven that year after year, man. And honestly, I would hate to say this, but this is really the gift of the curse kind of. There's a lot of beauty in this because all off season we've been trying to figure out what we're gonna do with these 8 to 10 receivers we got. Now 2 of them are out the picture for a second. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So, and 3 of them have reappeared. So it's like it only makes sense to put it all into fruition. I honestly don't believe. I believe, and I heard somebody say this earlier, that either Richie or Deebo has this virus because I believe everybody else has been tested day to day, and all of a sudden these guys get this injury, and then boom, somebody's got the virus. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think it's nothing to really panic about. I think it's all inevitable. You can't really dodge it. It's better to deal with it now. As far as injuries, man, we can only pray, man. You know what I'm saying? But I haven't seen anything.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything to cause any concern. A mild break in his foot, a broken wrist can be difficult, but I think Richie's a true sport. And if anything, if he doesn't come back to be on the starting roster, he'll be a great fit for the practice squad for sure. So I'm not
does
really.
Does he still have eligibility for the practice squad? How many? He's got 3 years as a pro, doesn't he?
You right. This is his 3rd year. But I don't think he played his first year. His first year, he didn't. He may have, but he may have been more of. They make him redshirt his first year because of his special team snaps. I'm not sure the number of snaps he played, but yeah. But I'm not really concerned, man. I'll be more concerned when we start having injuries on the defensive side. To be honest,
I know.
You know what I'm saying? That's when I'm going to be
concerned. Don't say any names.
Yeah.
Because I already got some names in my mind. I ain't saying nothing. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. Gosh, the mighty. It would have a huge impact.
But I'm not really concerned, man, because the bottom line, we've been through this all, man. And, one thing that we do too much of is we get greedy. You know, a lot of the fans, I see them in the chat. I hear them on Twitter. Why do we need Adams? You know what I'm saying? We
I know.
don't need Adams. Now,
Thank you.
now we need AB. We need AB
Oh,
too.
hell
Man,
no.
and this is all in the same day, man. I've never seen so many greedy ass Niner fans in my life, man. It's
It's
crazy.
just the
But
grass is greener. They're just,
yeah,
what you have is not
yeah.
good enough. We got to go over there and get that. It's a normal
And
thing.
everybody plays on artificial turf nowadays, so we don't buy that nonsense that they kicking, man. We gonna play ball. We gonna stay true to our squad, and we see them other chumps on the other side, man. You know how that goes.
Yeah. Because that's a lot of money, and nobody counts the money. People don't count the money. Get Adams for what? You
Well,
can't pay
this
him.
is my complaint. This is my complaint, and this is really my opinion. I'm sure we're gonna have a couple callers tonight who have an opinion based on what I'm about to say. I truly believe Tart is a better safety in our system than Adams would be. I don't believe because I believe it's gonna take him at least a year to learn it. I'm not saying he's
No,
not
you're not
better
saying
than
talent
Tart,
wise,
but
but you're saying fit in the system
I
right now.
like Tart
You're
better.
absolutely
Yes,
right. Adams would not come
yes.
in and outplay Tart. He doesn't know what he's doing. It
At
would take a
all.
while.
Not at all.
Yes.
And I put my money on that. I put my money on that, man. That kid is sound. I don't care what nobody says. To me, I'm gonna tell you, Tart had so many injuries in his career. I don't think he could afford an injury last year. And he played almost injured proof until that Ravens game. And that's when we really had a lot of problems. Tart is a very educated young man, and when he gets physical, he's like Jimmy Ward out there, man. But he's broken his collarbone, he's broken his arm. You know what I'm saying? So
Let me amplify. Let me amplify it on that, AB, because here's the thing: when we played the
yes,
Saints, why did that
right.
tight end go buck wild? Because
Marcel
Tart
Harris.
was out exactly, and that's
Right.
all I could.
And
All
I
I could
love
do.
Marcel Harris, but
He hadn't
Marcel
been out there
Harris
long enough.
he plays a different style as well. He plays a little closer, and he doesn't play coverage. You know what I'm saying? You're not getting the ball over Tart's head. I haven't seen it that many times. I haven't seen it.
Remember that Panthers game a few years ago? Tart went up like a basketball player to grab that
One-handed,
rebound.
one-handed, bro, one-handed.
Woo-hoo!
And then
Yeah.
he broke his collarbone. What if not that same play later on that game, I think. You know what I'm saying? So my man has been through it. He's been through it, but I'm a Tart guy. I'm a fan. I'm Tart and Jimmy Ward, those is my guys, man. You know?
I agree.
I'm gonna stick with them.
They fit the system. They're nothing new about the system. They can play fast. You bring Adams in,
And they
he's
not
got to
greedy.
play slow. He's got to think. He's
Right.
going to get burned. It's not going to work. You
Right.
stay with the guys you got. You went to the Super Bowl with, as long as you can. Good point, IB. I always love when you come in with that good sense approach.
Hey,
We
man. Well, I mean, I can't wait to hear what everybody else is gonna say because I know somebody else is calling in tonight, and everybody wants Adams, man. But I
you
think
should read the chat. You see the chat,
I turned it off for a second, man. You know what I'm saying?
Antonio Brown
I had to relax.
and Jamal Adams. Come on. They can't do nothing for us. Hey, IB, we get together this week. Let me see you Sunday though. All right.
Yes, sir. I'll be back. I appreciate it as always, man. And y'all have a good night, man.
You do, fam. Night, IB. Yeah,
Night.
IB does that all the time. We're going to get with him next week one-on-one because I love the way he suddenly becomes the voice of reason. In a large percentage of our conversations, he will come in, him and Phil, Hey, Santana!
What's up, Ronbo?
Santana, as you know, tonight we got together tonight because the fact is it's like a need to huddle up because you're watching things happen. It's like, my God, what is up? And here's the funny, there's a Rams fan here talking about, Fournette's going to come in last place. Can you imagine a Rams fan trying to accuse somebody coming in the last place? Santana, the thing is, though, if Deebo misses the first couple of weeks, the subject tonight is, How will Shanahan alter his offense? Is he going? His plan B is going to look like what? Do you think?
Man, his plan B is gonna look like Brandon Ayuk. Ayuk, baby.
I know.
You know, I think Ronbo. I think what Deebo has. I was kind of reading that it says that 50% of athletes that for that injured, most of them don't heal, so it kind of lingers out throughout the career.
I don't look at Trent.
So hopefully that's not hopefully that's not the case for Deebo. You know, hopefully he's the other 50% where they fully recovered and never lingers. You know,
it's a possibility. Yeah.
You know, but you know, I mean, you know, Deebo's a great player. I mean, if I just don't rush him back. That's it. You know, give him the time to heal. You know, if he's not ready by week 1, don't rush him in. You know.
See, that's why I asked this question, Santana. Don't come rushing him back out on the field. Let him wait 2 or 3 weeks if necessary. Week 4, that's fine.
I think, you know, Ronbo, what we have right now in the roster is that we have players that already been in the system for a couple of years. So I don't think we will really feel the effect of Deebo not being in the field. You know, we won't really feel that much of an impact. But either way, he's an impactful player when he's in the field. You know, so
yeah, I know.
So, I mean, you know,
gotta account for him.
Yeah, you know, we got other playmakers too. Ronbo, you know, we got George Kittle. We got plus we're Ronbo, we're a running team. We're not a passing team.
Well, with Shanahan's offense, he doesn't want to just run. What Shanahan wants to do is he wants that run to set up some of them dynamic pass plays of his. He wants the pass. Just last year, we didn't have the receiving core to really pull it off. He had it until Deebo got hurt. It was a complete roster because you had 3 guys and you had a couple of guys. Because just think of Ayuk, and what if Ayuk and Hurd can develop quickly? Oh, you talk about a passing attack.
That was the other thing. That was the other thing I was going to mention. Ronbo, the other thing we got Jalen Hurd. We don't know what he would how he's going to be out, how he's going to respond in the field this year. You know, like obviously we saw him in the preseason before he got injured, and he was amazing. You know, 3 touchdowns or something like that in the preseason. And then I mean he's just I think he's, you know, like I said, Ronbo, like I think we have some wide receivers that are going to be able to come in and step up, you know, and make plays, you know, if Deebo's in or if he's in the field or not, you know.
Mm-hmm. It's all about the weaponry. But, you got to have the weapons.
Not only that, Ronbo, we got Trent Taylor, you know, he's going to be in the mix. You know, we don't know what Juwan Jennings can bring in the table if he makes the team, you know. So, I mean, just the only thing I just ask is don't rush Deebo back into the field if we don't need to, you know.
And Santana, who's your starting day? If Deebo is missing on opening day, who's your starting receivers?
Kendrick Bourne. No doubt.
That's my number 1. I don't care what anybody says about Kendrick.
Kendrick Bourne.
Kendrick gets it done. And now he's more dedicated and pushing more than ever. All the little nasty things said about Kendrick, it's done. Who else?
It's done. And you know what? And Ronbo, this is his another chance for him to step up, you know, like show that he can be a number 1, you know. So
and his mind's in the right place right now.
You know,
you can see it.
Exactly. So if Deebo's not in the field, my number 1 would be Kendrick Bourne, no doubt, man. There's no questions about that, you know. So I mean, hopefully, and you know, Ronbo, I also heard, man, what's up with the team getting the guys in Nashville getting coronavirus. I don't know if you heard about that.
Of course I heard about that. That's the first thing I talked about tonight. And the thing is, they won't tell you who it is, and they're going to have to stay there for 2 weeks. But what's worse is no more working out. You got to stay in your hotel room, you know, and just sit there and wait to see what you got. Damn.
I'm gonna tell you who it was, Ronbo. I think it was Deebo Samuel. Because he was the first one that went to the doctors. You know, he was the one that went to the doctors. I'm sure they tested him just in case, you know. And you know, I'm pretty sure it was him. But
you're right.
But I mean,
you're right.
You know what I mean? But at the same time, Ronbo, it kind of
Santana,
kind of
wait, Santana, just to add to your theory, he was in Houston where it's raging.
Mm-hmm. There you
It's
go,
Deebo.
Ronbo, I mean, Trent Williams needs to go check himself too, because he'd be training with them, right?
Yes.
Yeah, man, Ronbo, But look, Ronbo, I mean, whoever organized this workout, which was, I believe, Jimmy G, he should take some sort of responsibility to make sure, like, hey, before you guys come to this training, go get checked for COVID-19. And before you even, you know what I'm saying? I don't think they took those safety measurements.
They did.
That could have avoided this, So, I mean, but at the end of the day, Ronbo, it is what it is. Hopefully everybody would be okay.
It's Deebo. It is. You're absolutely right.
It has to
Because
be,
we went to the
Ronbo. Like, who
doctor.
else would have,
Look when they found out. They found out as soon as we announced his on Thursday. They said, Deebo, hey, while you're here, we're going to check you out for COVID and do this, do that. And then a few days later, they diagnosed, what they're going to do. He gets his foot operation, or gets the procedure done on Thursday.
Yep.
And then we hear about today, the test says you got a guy that's got COVID. It all makes sense because nobody else went to get tested.
Yep.
Nobody else went to get tested. It is Deebo.
No one, dude. It just adds up perfectly, man. It has to be, because I'm pretty sure before they even try to do surgery or even try to get him into a hospital, they had to test him. It was probably a must.
Oh,
it's
yes.
probably their number one procedure at any hospital, test for COVID-19.
Look at Detective Santana, man. I didn't even think of those. That was perfect. You're absolutely right. I would bet the farm you're right. Jesus.
Me too.
Santana, we got.
But I mean, Ronbo.
They'll get better. We're out of time now.
Ronbo,
we're gonna find out by
hopefully they'll
soon.
get better. And we'll be fine, man. When the season, man, we'll be all right, man.
I know.
All right, Ronbo, I'm going to let you go, man. You have a good one. Man. Stay safe, Ronbo.
You too. Have a good night.
Man.
God.
See ya.
He's right. It's Deebo. Nobody else went in for testing. Nobody went to the doctor. It's Deebo. He's one of the guys who was like, dang. I don't know why I didn't think of that right away either. Santos. Anybody, did you know that? Of course it's Deebo. Alex. God almighty. Wow.
What's up, buddy?
Oh, Alex, man, I feel like a piano just fell on me, man. Santana hit me with the facts. That's right. That's absolutely how it happened.
It all makes sense, man.
Doesn't it?
Yep, it all makes sense. Put it all together, man. It's just.
I just hope it
one
doesn't
more
damage
thing,
him.
but yeah.
Because that stuff screws up your lungs. Okay.
We just need to have like he said, be a little bit more thoughtful because, we can't afford a 6-week setback for 20 people. You know what I mean?
Ooh.
That's a go.
Wow. There's a more potential nasty fate to think about.
Yeah.
And they had close contact out there the whole time.
Exactly. I mean, first off, Deebo was catching the ball, throwing it back to somebody. They're touching it, yada, yada, yada. They're being close to each other on top of that. I mean, I don't know, man. I wouldn't be surprised if, more news comes out just beyond the Niners. You know what I mean? Of other instances of these small gatherings having one person test positive or having COVID without knowing it. We're lucky we know now because if Deebo wouldn't have broke his foot, we probably wouldn't know anything until another week.
Yeah, he wouldn't even went
right.
in. And maybe he got it from somebody else. Maybe Alex, what if he comes in, he doesn't have it at the time, even though I thought Texas is where it seems to be out of control. But he comes in, he hangs out with the other guys. Somebody else on the team had it. That's how he got it. He goes to the doctor before he gets his procedure. He tests him. Oh, this could be really rough.
We got to figure out which trail we need to be on. Was it, like you said, did he get it in contact with somebody else, or was he the one that got in contact with everybody and gave it to? We got to figure out which way it went.
Well, they got tested yesterday or today.
Yeah. So, you know what? We just we need to talk about our next, like you said, our plan of action.
Let's talk about Plan B. Feels better. This only causes worry and fear. Okay. What would be Plan B, Alex? God.
Hey, man, I think, we in the last couple conversations we've had, we kind of talked about how Kyle Shanahan knows what he wants in the player per each position of the wide receiver, what kind of running backs he wants, what kind of O-line he wants, so on and so forth. And I think it's just, this is just a different chapter in the same book we've been reading, man. It's just next man up. It's funny that when we draft Brandon Ayuk, one of his comparisons is Deebo Samuel.
I know that is ironic.
Yeah. I mean, it's just funny how that works. And then, in all honesty, I think we might see some really, it might be considered a 4-receiver set, but with the fact that we got two trees, in Jennings and Hurd, we might be running power 4-receiver sets, with those two playing kind of like a split end roll, you know what I mean? A little maybe shifting like a tight end, something to that effect, we got to be expecting anything, it's Shanahan. He's going to take what he's got.
Alex, one question though, how fast can Shanahan get those guys? We're talking Jennings and Hurd both have not had enough time with Kyle or Jimmy. How quickly can you get them up to speed and ready to roll on opening day?
You know what? I think how about this? How many times have we had to do something on the fly in the course of a week?
I know that Saints game.
You know what I mean? We did that with Burnskill in school. You know what I mean? We did it in a week. And
but those aren't skilled position players. Offensive linemen and defensive linemen, their job kind of pretty much stays the same, other than Kyle's offensive run game. But yeah.
But in Kyle Shanahan's blocking, you know what? They weren't a singular weakness. Let's put it that way.
True.
In a zone scheme where if a dude keeps getting through to you, that could mess up the whole entire scheme of running for that night.
True.
If you have a weakness. So I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, he didn't stand out, but he didn't stand out. You know what I mean? Like he didn't stand out in a negative way. So I think it's going to be a collective effort where it's different formations. A lot of smoke and mirrors or something, I think it's going to be a lot of run pass options. Because I think this is going to be the year where we really need to see that Jimmy is looking at the offense through the eyes of Shanahan when he thinks of that play, the reason of why he thought of that play. Are they on the same page? Because if Kyle Shanahan and Jimmy are on the same page, on the same dot, we are going to be okay. And it doesn't matter if it's Brandon Ayuk, doesn't matter if it's Antonio Brown, doesn't matter if it's Kendrick Bourne, doesn't matter if it's Deebo down the road. It doesn't matter. Somebody's going to step up because he's going to put them in a position to step up. Because I think Kyle Shanahan with his skill positions is really, really good at drafting football players. Guys that say, once I catch that ball, I need to turn up field and put a shoulder down. You know what I mean? Like we get guys that they have different jobs all the time. And other than, like Dante Pettis, it seems to work.
I know. That's why my starting day receivers, I got them all picked out. First of all, it's going to be Kendrick's going to be on one side, no doubt about that. And then on the other side, it depends on how fast Hurd can be brought up to speed. And then because Trent Taylor's going to be in the slot. And then George Kittle's going to be there. Those are the guys he can fully depend on, except the question mark next to Hurd and everybody else. And Ayuk's going to be brought along slowly because there's not enough. They haven't had enough time to train in OTAs and all these other times, which are very essential for a rookie. So I'm afraid of what Ayuk looks like to start. But I know he's going to come around, but I just don't know when. That's the thing.
I think that, one thing we won't see so much this year. I'm not going to say it won't happen. We're going to see a lot of like the wheel route by George Kittle deep touchdowns. We're not going to see no streaking down the sideline, I don't think, as much this year. I think it's going to be a lot of like, kind of taking advantage, like putting our big guys outside to take away the cornerback, because you have to guard a dude who's 6'5" on the outside, and that can, that can get down the field. You got to guard him. It's think about,
is
the Chargers have,
Oh,
we got some big, tall guys on the outside, and I think that opens up the middle for.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And remember, there's a Jerick McKinnon factor. It could work huge this year if Kyle's going to use it like I suspect he's going to.
Role.
Could be.
Think about that. I mean, maybe not
Alex.
the outside catches, but those little jet sweeps are perfect for him. And I believe in his route running ability within 10 yards.
Alex, we gotta pull up, fam. I'll look for you Sunday.
Yes, sir. I'll be there, man.
I'm looking forward. All right, Alex. Have a great night.
You too, man.
Yeah. In fact, it's going to be kind of fun to see how Kyle works this, because you know how he is. Kyle, right now, even as we speak, has already probably got about 20,000 variables on. I mean, one concept after one concept after one concept, and he knows what he has as far as talent goes. And he's probably thinking the same thing some of us are thinking. I got Jalen Hurd, which would be the ultimate weapon. He can go into the slot. He can do a lot of things. Where do I put him where we can both make sure that he succeeds? Hey, Guerrero. Hey, they need to get out of Nashville. I wonder who's next. I know once a place becomes a haven for disaster, you need to get the hell out. That's true. But they can't. Guerrero, they got to stay there for a couple of weeks now. No practice, just phoning and texting each other, FaceTiming and laughing and joking. Man. John, come on in, man. Let's talk about this, man. Because this is like your worst nightmare. I mean, I see Freddy Krueger like running around all over the place, man. This is a nightmare on Nashville streets. Whoa!
Ronbo, I'm going to tell you right now, man. I wish I could be positive like IB because I'm not positive because I think that this whole thing is bird shit. I'm so upset with when Deebo broke his ankle, I wanted him and the rest of the boys to leave Nashville. Like, leave Nashville, please. I thought to myself, if Deebo gets hurt, then they really got to be out there playing, putting too much emphasis on their footwork. Like, what the hell were you doing? You broke your day. Were you practicing in a ditch?
I know.
What the hell were you doing?
True.
What the hell is going on, dude?
No supervision. I bet that's a good point, John.
There should always be supervision. I mean, Jesus. Why, Richie James breaks his wrist. I mean, I know we haven't seen much of him, but it's June, dude. We're in a lockdown, and
they won't tell you.
And you're all getting screwed up.
And they won't tell you how he did it. How did Richie? It's probably going to be one of those ones where it was non-football related. Watch and see.
Yeah, punch some dude.
Yeah.
They're probably out having a good time. I don't know, Ronbo. All I know is that everybody's getting messed up and just pissing me off. And on top of it, this COVID streak gets involved now. What the hell? Come to Ohio. We have numbers that are crazy low, and the Niners have ties here. Come this way. Come this way in practice.
And what if they would have flew back? What if Deebo doesn't get hurt?
Yeah.
No. Wait a minute. See, did he catch that in Houston, or was there a player already in Nashville that he may have got it from? And we're going to find out more about the answer to that's coming up in a few days.
Yeah.
See, but that's
huge. That's huge, Ronbo, because that gives us an idea of how many of the Niners were in contact with, whoever's carrying it. We don't know. If it's just a select few guys, cool. You know what, Jimmy? If you're amongst those guys and you pop positive, I'd rather you now build the antibodies now than later.
True.
So let's hope that our studs are safe. But if they get it, tough shit, get better. You'll be better off in the long haul.
And they're young guys. It's not going to affect them like these older folks.
Yeah,
so they should come out of okay.
Yeah, that's for sure. And to what extent? Maybe one or two. Who knows? How many guys are out there, Robert? Who
16
is in Nashville?
16 guys. Jesus. And I'm talking all the quarterbacks, Pretty much all the receivers. And the thing is, they got a photo of the guys all huddled up and putting their hands up in the air, it was a salute,
sure,
right?
sure
I said,
they do.
look at how close they are standing together. Oh, Chris Finke was out. I tell you what, I give you the whole list. G was out there, Mullins, all the quarterbacks, as I mentioned, Brandon Ayuk, KB, you already know. Chris Finke joined them. Jalen Hurd was there. Juwan Jennings, Dante, Sean Poindexter, Deebo, Trent, George, Charlie Warner, Kyle Juszczyk. Anybody, man.
What a damn shame. I didn't know it was 16 people. Oh, Ronbo, damn it, dude. This is getting ridiculous. The Niners always got to make the damn news. If it's not injuries, it's something. I mean, we can't ever – can we just recover in peace from that Super Bowl? Can't we just have the
that's asking
limelight?
too much.
God damn it, Ronbo. What the hell's going on over there, dude?
It's just – I just keep wondering.
Sucks.
When did this end? Can it stop? And get this virus, Jesus. It's now, John. It's going to become a life, part of life. But we got to work with it, work around it. You got to take precautions.
Yeah.
I don't know how you play football though and take precautions.
I don't know. It's June. We don't wear face masks in June. Damn it!
It's sweaty and hot.
June. Damn it! What the hell are you people doing?
I don't know how they're going to conduct testing each and every week for every team. There's going to be teams that get wiped out. All it takes is one guy.
Yep, one guy. I mean, it could have been the flight down there, Ronbo. They could have been infected. They could have been a stranger. Could have been. Were they charted down there privately?
Remember Poindexter standing in the airport? Everybody had masks on. Poindexter sitting there without a mask in the airport. Sean,
Ronbo,
you're indoors. Cover up.
Yep.
No.
Yep. No, that's too much to ask. This is crazy. Tomorrow, Ronbo, do you think tomorrow we're going to know names?
Well, the 49ers are obligated not to reveal names. That's part of their policy.
Okay.
But you know what? We'll probably get information from another team or source or reporter because they're not obligated to keep secrets. So we'll probably find out.
Right.
But you know what? What Santana said makes all the sense in the world. Deebo goes in because he's got to have a procedure. They have to test him, and probably routinely they go ahead and test you to see if you got COVID. Since you're here, you do. What? Yeah. You guys, I've got to call in your entire team. I need some names of the guys on the team. No! Pull yourself together. We got to know who they are. God, can you imagine that? Damn. John, have you ever been in a position where your doctor told you something you didn't expect and you just couldn't believe it? My first hernia, I went in because of a wrist injury, and he told me, yeah, because I said I had a pain in that area. He said, yeah, you got a hernia. What does that mean? Well, that means if your intestinal wall has broken open, if your intestine slides down between that break and that muscle contracts, you could bleed to death. What? How long have you had it? Well, I felt it for a long time. Well, don't worry. What? I freaked out. I didn't know what a hernia was. I'm in college. Jesus Christ. But, the procedure took place and I was fine. But I figured Deebo went through the same thing.
Yeah, Ronbo. No, we need a priest or a sage or something in that organization. We need some. Witch doctors. God damn it. We need
John,
something.
wait. Cynthia brings up something too. How can Deebo have surgery with COVID? Hey, Cynthia, that's right. You can't have blood and everything being
right.
Okay,
right.
see.
So.
Wow, I don't know, John. Cynthia just threw a wrench into the works.
I know. Santana's like Nancy Grace over there. He's trying to figure it out. I mean, the poor guy. He had me on. I was choking on my cheeseburger. I was like, this dude's right. Deebo seen the doctor first. That's the only guy that could pop positive. Maybe his surgery's on hold, Ronbo.
Cynthia, it could be they already had the procedure, and then the results of the test came 24 hours or so later. But maybe aren't they supposed to wait to give a procedure when they're doing the COVID testing? I don't know. Oh, John, this is crazy.
I know, Ronbo. It's driving me nuts, man. I can't believe it. When I see breaking news on my feed on Instagram and I read stuff, I start to see if it says NFL IG memes, if it's that fake shit, that those jokes. I'm like, I'm waiting for it to be an NFL meme IG account, but no, it's real. It's sports. It's ESPN. It's Sports Center. It's everybody.
John, it's like what's Tom Cruise in the movie? We can't handle the truth. We can't. I can't handle it anymore.
I can't. I wish I had IBs. I wish I had IBs poised. I wish I could be peaceful and positive, but I'm not. I freak out. I freak out at the drop of a hat, dude. I freaked out, Ronbo. I couldn't believe it.
We'll be okay. Somehow it's all going to end nicely.
We will.
John, I'm gonna see you Sunday. I'll be looking for you. By then, maybe a day from now, maybe things may change and our luck may get better. I don't see how, but maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. Ronbo, listen, brother. Thank you for everything. I appreciate you.
Thanks, John. We're gonna stay in this together.
There's no telling.
Yeah.
There's no telling what the hell's going on. Day to day, man, it gets wild. The news changes. But stay safe. I appreciate you for everything you do. Good night, man.
You too, John. See you Sunday.
All righty.
All right. Man. Okay, wait. Cynthia's got more news. Now she's got my attention now for sure. I got to see. She says, yes, they're supposed to wait for COVID-19 tests. Does that mean that before they perform any procedures, they need to wait? So it could be because he found out he did it on Tuesday and they didn't do anything until Thursday. Mel! Come on in, Mel! Bang, bang!
You already know what time it is when you hear that bang, bang. What's good, Ronbo?
I wish something would be good, Mel. I mean, I was ready for COVID. I figured it was going to rear its nasty head at some point. But I didn't see Deebo's ankle going out. And then I started thinking, well, how are we going to have some fun with this? Because the season ain't started yet, and the world ain't ended. So maybe, what is the brilliance of Kyle Shanahan going to do on opening day? And go ahead, but anything else you want to add? But address that, because, Mel, I know you got a plan. Well, what's up?
Oh, no doubt. The same thing we always do, Ronbo. That's adapt, baby. We good,
yes.
Man. We got depth on the team. We're going to adapt. It's as simple as that. There's nothing that we are dealing with right now that we haven't dealt with times 10. Last season, the 2018 season, before the regular season even started, we lost the focal point of Kyle's offense, which was
Jerick McKinnon.
Right, exactly. So we lose him, and he was the focal point, which is why our offense didn't have an identity in the beginning of the season because
That's
Kyle
right.
planned so much of our system and our offense around Jerick McKinnon and his strengths and what he could do. We lost him before the opening bell, man, before opening kickoff. So that's tough right there. Then you go to week 3, we're playing Kansas City. Our starting newly franchised quarterback goes down. Does he go down with a small or a minor injury? He'll be out a couple games.
He's got to go out the whole year.
Done, not just for the season, but this is an injury that can affect, even when you do come back, it still affects you. So that's why I'm saying Jimmy's upside is even still so much better because last season he's coming off that injury. And I know people can say, oh, well, that healed up. No. ACL injuries, it's not as simple as that, man.
Yep.
And
there's
more so,
there's middle strings, yes.
Exactly. I was just about to say, even more than just the physical aspect is the mental. You don't know how much you can trust it. You don't know how much you can rely on, that part of your body with the injury. So you tend to err on the side of caution. So we dealt with that. We dealt with that season, man. From the time Kyle and John got here, injuries have been a huge deal to the point where they had to fire and rehire a completely new training staff because our guys went down. So this is nothing new, man. We're used to dealing with that. But now we have a system that's been in place for a while. We have guys that have experience. Listen, I want all of you to just kind of think back to last season, the Super Bowl run we made, and think about the guys that we lost when we lost them and who came and took their place. Everybody who came in and took the injured guys' places started balling out. There was a very minimal drop-off in talent, if any. A lot of guys stepped up, man. So I'm looking at the same deal, and especially at this position, Ronbo. We're stacked at wide receiver, man.
So
We're stacked.
many.
There's really
we got to
nothing
get
to
rid of
worry
some
about.
people. Yes, that's true.
Right.
We're lucky at that
So man,
for
we're
that
good.
too. Yeah.
Right, and it could have been worse. It could have been he could have injured himself in a way where it's his 2020 season is done. Can't do it. Nah, but it's a minor injury, and he'll be back. He'll be back. Nothing to panic or worry about.
And mentally so strong. I don't think how some people mentally they stay in a bag for a little bit after an injury. Deebo might not be. He's sort of like a determined kid. He's been through these things constantly in his little young age too. So he might be one of those ones that comes back, like he says, stronger than ever. He's been through this before. Mentally, he's prepared for this.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, and you guys were talking about my boy earlier, man. You know how I feel about Kwaski.
Kwaski, he ain't going nowhere.
You know how I feel about him. Nah, man, Kwaski's my guy. It won't be the same. Even if they bring Adams in, it won't be the same. The chemistry that he has with Jimmy Ward back there is you notice the difference. You notice the difference when he's not there. He's one of those guys that our fan base tended to take for granted, but you saw what happened when he wasn't there. He didn't get a lot of the credit that he should have gotten. His name wasn't called a whole bunch of times by mainstream media and even some of the Niners fans, but that dude balled out. What I would like to see with both him and Jimmy, though, a little with the ball hawking abilities, man. We need to go after that ball. Our safeties need to go for that ball. So we need more takeaways.
And I know they both have that ability. I'm not sure. Kwaski had a couple of times.
Doubt.
And he was always waiting for it to make that play. But Kwaski, I remember that I was reading something about Kwaski. I'm going to get to make a play right here. And then Nick would come out of nowhere and wipe the quarterback out or something like that. So I said, they don't, there's not a lot of chances because the ball ain't flying down the field. And when it is, it's using errant pass or something else. But only a few balls get downfield anyway. So it's pretty funny.
And I'm real cool with Kwaski's brother. And so he was just telling me, even before, this conversation, he told me this a couple months ago, that Kwaski's been training and working on new tackling techniques because, him and Jimmy, man, they're cut from that same cloth. They come in with reckless abandon, man. They're coming in trying to kill something. So, when you play like that at this level, it's just a matter of time before you get banged up. So Kwaski's looking at employing some new tactics, some new tackling techniques to where he can deliver the blow without really putting himself in harm's way.
Because both of them got hurt. You're right. Both of them got hurt.
Yep.
Broken forearms.
Yep.
So we're gonna see some changes, and I like the way they keep evolving too. Kwaski does camps or some kind of thing every year, so and he did a great job last year. So people Justin Kwaski's his contract expires this year. Am I right? I think so.
Does it?
I think it is. So
I love Kwaski.
Yeah, he's looking for a big payday, and he'll be playing his butt off this year too. So we're gonna see what happens. Hey, Mel, I knew you was gonna say the right thing, man. I feel much better, Mel, that you called in.
Oh, no doubt. Man, we got depth, man. Yeah, so definitely check out my Instagram page, everybody out there, Jersey Niner, Bang Bang Niner Gang, and Jay. Yeah, in case you didn't know, I am the originator of that Bang Bang Niner Gang. You got that from me.
And you need to keep that explanation.
Pin
it to the top of your page so everybody knows.
No doubt. No doubt. Yeah,
right,
so
Phil.
definitely come check that out. And I just want to hear 3 words at the end of this season. And those 3 words are, you were right.
I know,
we'll be hoisting the Lombardi. Javon Kinlaw will do better than Defoe did in this defense. He's going to be more effective. Yep. Yeah. I called it. I called Mostert's big game before he had it against the Packers. Check out my page, man. Go. If you think that, I'm being facetious, I do what's called Jersey of the Day, where I wear one of my Niners jerseys, highlight the player. And, I wore Mostert, and I said, he's the key to this game. And what did he do? He had a record-breaking day. Before the Super Bowl, Jersey of the Day, my guy Juice, Kyle Juszczyk. What did he do in the Super Bowl? I said he's going to be the key. I know what I'm talking about. I know the game.
She does.
I know the game, people.
All right, fam. Good
We'll
stuff,
be
Mel. I'm
fine.
looking for you Sunday. All right.
We done the quest for 6, man. We on the stairway to 7.
There
Let's
you
get
go. Yes. Like Mel.
it. Bang, bang.
And I see this conversation going on between Roberto. It's Roberto Niner Empire's birthday and Andrew Martinez. they got a conversation just rolling. You can't miss it. Roberto, are you ready? We got to do Roberto's birthday. Ellis, hold up a minute, man. Cynthia with more little tidbits. Cynthia's a very brilliant lady. And when she speaks, I always pay close attention. She says he broke foot on Tuesday. They would do surgery if he had no symptoms or fever. Oh, look at her, boy. See, that's why she actually is a lawyer. And so she just brought her case. And Santana's case just got blown out of the courtroom. It's not Deebo. Thank you, Cynthia. The truth needed to be told. Okay, so the mystery continues. Who is it? Hey, but let's get back to Roberto Niner Empire. Roberto Niner Empire fam. Give Roberto Niner Empire on the chat a happy birthday. I'm going to do it right now. Happy Niners birthday on this roughest of days, but it's still Roberto's birthday. It's okay. Happy. It's gonna get better in the future. Happy. Niners! Birthday, Roberto! I see it. Roberto, happy birthday. Anyway, hey, Ellis.
Ronbo, give me one or two. Give me two more callers.
I know Ellis is a busy man. He's out there doing things and getting things. Ellis, we'll wait. You know we will. All right, go ahead, man. I'll come back.
I appreciate you, champ.
All right. And let's go to Shuli. Oh.
Ronbo.
Shalil, man, you know, tonight we're having a night that we don't normally have to put up with since. Actually, we haven't gone through bad times since last time last year, actually, because everything got better and better after summer last year. We went into the season, we started kicking butt and taking names, and then we went all the way to the Super Bowl. And then our world started to crumble after that. I mean, really, actually, things haven't been really right except for draft night. That was the high point. And then we went back into a slide as COVID-19 keeps on getting in everybody's way. You know, and now here we are. We lose Deebo suddenly. The number one receiver. And if he hadn't been given that title yet, he was. Everybody knows Deebo's going to be the man. He gets the Jones fracture. I mean, you know, Chanel, I mean, what are we going to do opening day? Your feelings on that and anything else on your mind? But Deebo, I mean, Chanel, yes.
Just wanted to say, Andy Dalton called me.
And we knew it.
Yeah, he was all excited. He's like, "Woo, still, I got a job now. You know, they're probably going to give me Dak's money, and I'm going to be the starter." I'm like, "Oh, congratulations." And I also told him, "How about them Cowgirls? How about the Blast? How about the Seahawks? How about the Arizona play card? No paid spectators." Cardinals.
Yeah, what's his name? What is that name of that 49? What is that guy's name?
And last but not least, how about the Oakland, Las Vegas
Trader Raider Chippendales.
Oh God. But anyway, Chanel, you know how you love to pick on Dante. You probably gonna have to stop. You know what?
I love it.
But
love
you know
it.
what? Now, let me tell you something. There's a reason why Dante could be in position to be a hero, if he will. Because you see, with Deebo's fall, somebody's going to have to get worked up to take some of the pressure off of George Kittle and Trent Taylor. Kendrick Bourne's going to be able to do that, no doubt in my mind, to some degree. But you need another guy. Who's going to be?
You forgot about Richie James, too. He got a broken wrist.
No, I didn't forget about him. You know what? I'm glad you pointed that out because I've been disrespecting him. I kind of put Richie on the back burner thinking he wasn't going to make the team. That's not necessarily true. Although this didn't help his effort any. I don't know. The 49ers can't cut him while he's injured, right? So he stays on the team on the IR, if nothing else, right? And when he comes off the IR, I don't know what happens there. But you got Travis Benjamin in there, Shaleo. Trent Taylor's already pretty much going to start in that slot position. You got three guys who can start in the slot. Dante can start in the slot. Actually, Jalen Hurd, of which Kyle wants to put in the slot as much as he can anyway, can start in the slot. I understand that we have an army of guys that can start. Kendrick starts out of the slot. In fact, that's where he played out of the slot all year last year, for the most part. So we got plenty of guys who can play in the slot. So I don't know.
Great thing about the Deebo injury, there's more receivers there.
Lots.
You know, we can't just rely on Deebo the whole time. We gotta look at more guys coming. You know, when Deebo returns, now you got what, 4 guys that could catch the ball.
We got more than that.
You got more weapons.
Yeah.
Right. So I want to see
He's one of the better
Jawan
ones.
Jennings, Jalen Hurd.
Yeah.
Travis Benjamin, I want to see him. You know,
Yeah.
that's
We
the
got
great
so
thing about
many.
depth. We got a lot. Yeah, we got a lot of guys to see.
And we don't know who's going to look the best. Because, like, this is the thing. Everybody's – and I do the same thing, Shalil. The guys that got experience, I would trust and believe in. I know if I put Trent Taylor on the field. I know if I put Kendrick Bourne on the field. I know if I got George Kittle. You know, I know I'm set in those 3 positions. There's no doubt in my mind about those 3, right? But after that, it becomes a little bit, okay, there's some talent out there, but who's ready? I would love for it to be Jalen Hurd. I would love for it to be your favorite guy, Dante, too. You know, but I mean, the thing is, who's it going to be?
Dante Pettis. See, he went with them over there in Tennessee, and you know he wasn't showing, like, there's some videos that you posted too.
He was hiking the ball.
He wasn't with his kitty cats. He was driving the car, you know. Yeah. He's with the guys. He was hiking the ball because he had to take care of his kitty cats, you know, over there on the bench. Like those cats were there, you know.
God. But he's got to get. You know what? He looked a little different. Did you notice, Shalil? He looks a little larger. I wish they would have showed some plays. Kendrick Bourne is like the star of the plays, right? They're doing now and now. Every time you look up, it's Kendrick doing something. Remember, they had him running.
You know what? KB's trying to shoot for that number 1. He's trying really hard.
He's going to be a huge factor. You can see it right now. His mind is so into it now, unlike before. And he knows his capability now. He knows what he's aware of, and he knows what Kyle expects from him. I expect good things from him this year.
He's going to be a major factor in some of these games. That he's going to lead us to some touchdowns. Right? Hey, Jimmy, they were saying Jimmy didn't have a deep ball. Jimmy threw a deep ball to KB, you know?
No, his arm's never been weak. I just want to see him do it in a game a few times. But what thing, you know what a lot of people don't understand about what's going on there? If Kyle wants you to go deep, he'll have you go deep. People think Jimmy just doesn't want to go deep, or when he does go deep, he hit some deep passes last year, but nobody remembers them. So I'm not worried about his deep ball. Never was, actually, because I seen what he did when he was in New England, and he had some pretty shots downfield with his receivers there in that Arizona Cardinal game that night. So it's never been any question in my mind about whether he can throw it. I just want to know when he does throw it, who's going to be on the other end? Because it has a lot to do with the receiver, which nobody usually complains about. They just complain about Jimmy. But if you got Ayuk, I think you got a great receiver there. I know Deebo can catch it. Remember what he did against the Ravens? We got, they've got to be there though. That's the only thing.
Mr. Meow could catch it.
Remember that shot against the Vikings, Mr. Meow?
Mr. Meow with the Vikings, Mr. Meow with the Cardinals.
Yes, Dante could play. I always knew he could. Yeah.
He could play, but he's focused on kitty cats. He doesn't want to be a lion. He doesn't want to be a cheetah. He wants to be a cat. He wants to be a kitty cat.
It's okay because they're going to take his cats away from him and tell him he can have them back at the end of the season. He's got to be dependent upon now. And tell you something, Jaleel, I already said who's going to be the surprise emergence. I've got 3 guys. I got Dante's my number 1 surprise. You also got to look closely. Travis Benjamin, I'm not sure about him, but he could be a surprise. The more I talk to people, because I've never paid attention to Travis Benjamin, there's a lot of people that are high on Travis Benjamin. He said with Kyle, this guy could be dynamite, right? So I said, really? And of course, my third guy, of course, is Jalen Hurd. If he doesn't get hurt, he could be huge in this offense. So
He can. But Dante Pettis, he is loving his cats. He's hiding it on camera. He doesn't want to show it. He loves playing with his cats. He doesn't want to play football, Ronbo.
Well, if he keeps him calm,
I don't know.
He might. And I'll tell you something else, Leo. If he plays with the cats around the house, it could give him cat-like quickness. Because the cats are trying to chase him. You know how kitties are. And you try to get away from him.
You gotta give him a dog, Ronbo.
Yeah.
Canine to have him chase him around. He'll be running, man. Just throw him the ball, Jimmy. Throw him the ball.
I tell you, because I know, man, my boy MC Niner, but that dude's always messing with his speed, man. We go jogging and he waits for me way ahead, about a half mile. Ronbo, man, I thought you never was gonna make it. Catch is ridiculous. Hey, Shaleo. Hey, Shaleo, we'll see you Sunday, okay?
See you Sunday. Shout out to the Niner Empire. Thank you for the platform, Ronbo.
Thanks, Shaleo.
Hit those likes and soap in water. Keep washing those hands.
Here you go.
Nice.
Thanks, Leo. Yeah, I'm serious, Mark. Everybody see me asking, what are you serious? I don't know. I know Dante's got skills. He impressed me his first year. He's not a yak guy like we got so many yak guys. If Dante doesn't show fear across the middle, I'm telling you, fam, he could play ball if he just would. We're going to see. I'm not putting him on the All-Ronbo team yet. The All-Ronbo team is reserved for a few people you already know about because that goes – and Ward's still on it. Eric Armstead's still on it. I put him on and taken him off, put him on, take it. Akello, I put him back on. I cannot give up on my guys, Tony!
Hello.
Tony, come on in, man. How you doing?
There you go. Oh, not too bad, brother. Yourself?
Oh, Tony, I've seen better days. I don't know how much more bad news. Tomorrow, if we look in and we notice the 49ers having any more disasters, I don't know if I'm going to handle it well. I'm talking to you tonight, and joining everybody. I feel better because how misery loves company, and we're having all kinds of misery. So, what are the odds of Deebo breaking his foot? And then we hear about COVID-19 shutting down the guys. They can't even leave the Nashville city limits. And I'm saying they can't even work out anymore, which is another nasty byproduct of that news. So I said, oh, Jesus Christ. What else? So I said,
I'm sick and tired of that COVID-19 bullshit.
It's such a bad thing. But anyway, what is plan B if Deebo can't play on opening day? I keep wondering how Kyle's going to alter his playbook a little bit.
Well, if he can't play, what do you got? You got Brandon Ayuk, Jalen Hurd, Travis Benjamin, Kendrick Bourne, Juwan Jennings, Dante Pettis, Trent Taylor,
You know,
Sean Poindexter, Richie James,
oh, you got an
Chris
army.
Thompson.
They're not all going to make the team, though, Tony. But I'm talking about now you got to have that clutch guy. Deebo was becoming like, and I know Kendrick can take care, but Kendrick's not the guy you're going to use all over the field. Deebo is the guy you use all over the field. If I want to kill you short range, I'm going to use Kendrick. If I want to kill you deep and short range or run some kind of beautiful stunt, I like Deebo for that. He showed who he is in that Super Bowl. He is flat out tough to deal with.
Especially, he's got plenty of yak too.
I know. See.
So
yes.
Yeah. No, he'll be okay. I mean, what? Where isn't the season delayed?
Probably. They just haven't said it yet. But the thing is, you know,
so we've got what, 3 months, 4 months.
I hope not.
So what's that? 4.
I'm hoping we only got 2.
12 weeks. So he'll be right. He'll be ready to go.
He should be, provided there's no complications. Because remember Trent Taylor? You know, he's another guy I'd start. He's going to start. But I mean, remember Trent? I thought he'd be right back.
You had to feel sorry for that poor bloke. That was a one-off. Getting an infection and going in for another operation and another one and another one.
I mean,
what are the chances of that?
I know. Well, see, that's what I would have said about him. God, I hope that's not the case.
I think we'll be okay. We'll be all right.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Jalen Hurd is probably one of the most anticipated players to
I know, right?
ever hit the field in 2020, you know?
Yeah.
But, he's got plenty of yak in him.
He's got yak. He's got speed, versatility. John, that could be the most devastating offensive weapon we've had in years if they can just keep him healthy, keep him on the field. As Jimmy G's pointed out, he's raw right now, but he's really learning. He'll be right. But can you imagine you cut him loose after a year of under Kyle? Oh, Jesus. Man, he can block.
I mean, he was, So he's he's a very versatile player, and versatility is what Kyle and Lynch look for.
Yeah, they want you to be multidimensional. You got to be diverse with these guys now. And big guys like him and Jennings, they can help your run game and Hurd likes to block. And Jennings, I understand, he's just evil blocking as he is running the ball. What does that mean? Oh, yeah. And you know about George.
Georgie Kittle?
Yeah, when it comes to running, the run game will be awesome. Can you see George, Juwan, and for some reason you got all 3 of the big guys on the field tearing up with a guy like Mostert with a ball in his hands? Tony, that's absurd.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an extremely good year.
God, Trent Williams on one side. I got Mike McGlinchey on the other. We can run anywhere we want to.
What's his name? Wilson Jr. Have we still got him, or is he gone?
Yeah, he's still on the team. He's being violent. He's trying to get a position. Yeah. The competition's going to be rough.
He's a good downhill runner, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He's a tough guy on the block,
Wilson
too.
Jr.?
Yeah, Jeffrey. So, we got plenty of muscle.
There's plenty of... that's going to be a big fight for positions there, isn't it?
Oh, every position. Wide receiver and running back room is just overran with talent. Who's going to stay is the question.
Well, we'll find out. I suppose we'll find out. But I'm not worried about. It is a tragedy for Deebo but he's got plenty of time. Look, you said yourself he wasn't familiarised with the playbook that well, so that gives him a shitload of time to sit there and study it while he's there.
He's got to get over depression. Don't feel bad. Just continue to read. Yeah.
That's it. By the time he's recovered, he should know it backwards. He's got no excuse then.
Well, he got pretty good toward the end of last year, and so you're right. Kyle alters those concepts every year, though, so they all got to learn new stuff.
Yeah. I just can't wait till I hit the field. I hope they have spectators by then.
Oh, nah.
Because I've been watching the NRL and
It's just dry.
it's not the same. It's not the same.
Yeah, you got to have that cheering in the background. Tony, what are the announcers like for the NRL? Because I wonder, are they good? Are they exciting? They keep it, because those guys can fire up.
They are, but it's the players as well. Like the crowd, in certain situations, turning points.
Reactions.
They hit the lead. The crowd comes alive. It psychs the players up as well. It's a big part of the game. You know what I mean? And when you see just an empty stadium, it's not boring to watch. I mean,
the camera crew has to be really good. They've got a flash. Tony, what I see happening. But the thing is, you guys don't hold parking lot parties, do you?
No.
See, I'm thinking the NFL, they're probably going to pan over to the parking lot because I got a feeling the 49ers are still going to congregate in the parking lot. I don't know. They probably say, no congregation out here, guys. If they don't.
Oh, that's for sure.
They're going to be panning out there. They're going to be panning to the booth. There's ways you can make it exciting like they did the draft. I didn't expect the draft to be that fun. The draft was fun. I was shocked. They did a good job on that. So, we'll see.
I think this, I don't know, I mean, every man to themselves, but in my opinion, this COVID-19 bullshit, it's just getting out of hand.
Oh, it's
really
been out of hand for months.
I mean,
Jesus.
Yeah. Just look,
everything we do.
What is this? Switzerland or Sweden or one of those Swedish countries haven't ever had the country in lockdown since they announced it. They're not dead. They're all still alive.
They did things in the beginning. They had a little bit, but it didn't mount to anything, and they pretty much got back to up. You got to get full cooperation from all your citizens, though. That's one thing, and then you're going to beat it. Anyway, Tony, I tell you what, we ran out. Let's see you Sunday, okay?
All right, brother. Thank you very much. Shout out to everybody. Stay safe, and talk to you next time.
Thank you, Tony. Looking forward to it. All right.
Thanks, brother. What?
Hey. Yeah. Hey, let's check on Ellis and see if he's Ellis, are you prepared now?
We back, Sam. I appreciate you.
Well, Ellis, man, we're looking at a lot of things we don't want to look at. But then, again, what doesn't kill you will make you stronger. So I figure if we apply that philosophy, we'll be okay. God, I just hate going through these things, But Ellis, you got a plan B lined up already? Because I've already got my receivers picked out if Deebo's not ready to go. And Kyle's got such a potpourri of plays that he can run that he doesn't have to have Deebo. It would be nice to have him because he makes things easier, of course. But otherwise, what are you going to do? What's Kyle going to do?
This is one of the things I was talking about. We said a couple of weeks ago when coming into the season, what are we looking at? We were talking about the record and all these different things. It's always that injury thing that we always got to be mindful of, and can shatter every and any prediction or thought of what or how successful we can or will be. You know what I mean, in the season, and that's just the reality of it. So this is just something just to wake us up and let us know, and allow us to be actually a little bit more thankful for that depth that we have. Offensively, the wide receiver position, because, look at it. It's two offensive weapons, and they're both receivers. One of them being, our marquee receiver, our damn near number one pretty much, in Deebo, that's supposed to be at the top of the top. And, he's kind of getting injured, in an early stage, but I'm just saying that the type of injury, one could be concerned about what may happen when he comes back. Is he going to move the same? Is he going to be able to cut the same?
Yeah.
Is it all going to be all right? Is he going to
he going to re-injure it? Is that going to? That's one of those injuries that you have to worry about re-injuries. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Or maybe him not healing properly, or something just happening. You know what I mean? But he said it was good. It sounded like he said a perfect procedure or whatever.
Yeah.
So it sounds good. I'm glad. I don't. That's not what I want. I'm just saying and thinking hypothetically, we're really in a blessed position because we have all of these other receivers.
Mm-hmm.
I see Jalen Hurd getting more. Well, Brandon Ayuk, I think his usage is turned up a little bit. I think
Ellis, you think he'll be able to come right in and start motoring? The other thing I'm worried about him because this time right now he really needed. He's getting some work out there with Jimmy now, but he needed Kyle. He needed Welker. He needed coaches to constantly work him and get him fully prepared. Jimmy and the guys are probably going to do a good job, but I still wish the coaches were out there running things.
Yeah. If Brandon Ayuk is studious and he's making sure that he's cracking open that playbook and is on his own time and being diligent, asking questions and doing things outside of the the on-field performance or practice kind of the area, I think that he'll be okay and that he can just continue to kind of build. If he's already kind of played a lot of those. You see when he catches the ball in Arizona, a lot of the time he's kind of looking like a Deebo. Like they said, he's very similar. They kind of they're very and how they move and just the plays that they've already been running. So I think it might be a little bit easier, kind of like. Now I'm not going to say exactly how, but Emmanuel, like say for instance how Emmanuel was a little bit more easier to get acclimated with the offense because he kind of ran similar stuff before. So when he got traded to us, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So.
And he's a polished pro, but that's what I'm saying. And so Ayuk's going to come in. He's going to play good. We got a lot of these other guys, though, that are going to be able to actually step in and won't have to worry about the pressure of Deebo as much. Not trying to say in that aspect, but I'm just saying, Deebo's got some time. He's got to rest. Now I can kind of, work on, trying to become an asset to the team, i.e. Juwan, Jennings and, that Poindexter and all of the other guys. You know what I mean? We got some guys on here, man. And
many.
So I'm excited. I think George is a sealed deal. I consider George being on the team already, so I'm not going to even be talk about him like for sure.
No, he's
but
not going
I'm saying as far as our offensive weapons, we got him, and that's what I mean. So we actually have a lot of weapons, and that's why I say the depth we win at. You know what I mean? Whether it's defensively or offensively, but it's not something that we want to be excited about. We're losing guys, you know what I mean? But thank God we got guys to replenish and replace, at least in the interim until we can get our guys back and healthy. Hopefully Richie comes back and it's an easier process. I'm sure that the hand is a little bit easier than the foot. I'm just thinking, because we, of course you're on your feet, more than that. So I'm just,
it's got to get better. And like you say, though, when you got as much depth as 49ers have, this is what John and Kyle have built. They built that brick by brick building. Every brick is strong. If you're on a 49ers team right now, you have to be worried that you have to stay on the field. You fall into danger of losing your job if you don't stay on the field. But the next man up could be the man that stays up. That's what's great about this team. So you're right. We got depth, serious depth. So
and we got to make sure that we understand, and also that these guys are going to be able to try to make something of themselves and build up a name for themselves even more, by Deebo being out, and there maybe needs to be some adjustments to the offense. So these guys, one of these guys can come out and become a breakout player. And if need be, we got to start cutting guys again. Once Deebo and Richie start coming back in, those guys would have already, looked really good. And maybe during the trade deadline, they could become an asset, and we could, they could build some, we could use them as a piece, in the trade if need be. I'm just saying, instead of just cutting a lot of those guys and letting them go to nothing, to waste or whatever.
And I think they work to do that every year too. And then they have to cut them. They feel like they wasted it. Yeah,
you never got to see what materialized from him.
Well, see,
You know,
'cause
that
we don't
guy
have any, and that's
Poindexter, Jawan, any of these guys. You know what I
exactly.
mean? We don't know.
And
They
this
could
year, there's
blow
no
out.
time. And this year's no time. We didn't have any. They're not out there together. July is on us, and a lot of those guys aren't getting any. They're not getting any look from the coaches. It's so unfair. But it's just fate.
So they get to split up. Oh, go ahead, Champ. Yeah, no.
No,
I was just going to say, and they get to split up Deebo's reps. You know what I mean? So they get to get more reps. They get to get more eyes and get more familiarity with things. Right.
If they were only together.
Yeah.
Jimmy can send reports back. I guess Kyle's eyes and ears right now. Ellis, we gonna go. I'll see you Sunday, huh?
Yes, indeed, Champ. I appreciate you as always. Make sure y'all hit that like, subscribe, man. Download that Ronbo Sports app. Thank you, Brother Ronbo. Always.
Hey, Ellis, appreciate you, fam. Thank you.
Platform. Thank you. I appreciate it. Much respect.
You have a good night too. Oh, Antonio, I'll take that bet. I would bet, and I'm talking everything and AB ain't, boy, AB. And here's the thing about Antonio Brown. Antonio, how much money do you think he's going to want on a deal that you're setting up? Think about it for a minute. Everybody wants Jamal Adams. You can't afford him. And then also, you haven't paid Trent Williams. It's going to be a payday. You got George Kittle. And you're going to bring a headache like Antonio Brown into a locker room. Man, you need to get over that right now. I tell you what, if Antonio Brown, all the Antonio Brown people, if Antonio Brown ends up on this team, I will eat this hat. I ain't even going to use salt and pepper. I ain't going to cook it. I'm going to eat it raw. Promise you that. That's how confident I am on that ain't happening. Good God almighty. Hey, man, but I tell you what, if he gets here between now and Sunday, you'll see me eat that hat on Sunday. Please hit the like, fam. I can't wait to see you Sunday. By the way, I'll tell you right now, let's talk about the hybrid. The guy that could take the 49ers to the next level. He could be in the skin, and it could be Mrs. Hurd's baby boy. Prepare yourself. I'll bring back to you that on this Sunday. Have a great night, fam.